5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Chu, thanks for being here today. Your testimony discusses an effort your company has named Project Texas and the investments your company has made in creating a firewall between the United States user data and entities in China susceptible to influence by China's government. And with your company's recent announcement by CFIUS that CFIUS has instructed TikTok to separate itself from ByteDance or face a ban, TikTok's commitment to retaining this firewall is at a crossroads. So I want to ask you some questions about your company's long-term plans to ensure the safety and security of American data. And this, for me, is the crux of the concern for me about TikTok. First of all, does the Chinese government need to approve Project Texas for TikTok to agree to it?
Congressman, we have designed Project Texas to move forward in the United States. This is something that we have described at length in the written testimony and in my opening statement. The firewall of American data stored on American soil by an American company overseen by American personnel. This is designed to move forward in the United States.
But does the Chinese government need to approve Project Texas for you to agree to it?
We do not believe so.
How is TikTok considering the future of Project Texas in the event of a sale or other ownership changes? Are there elements of the Project Texas that TikTok would change prior to, or?
I cannot speak on this hypothetical or on, on potential, owners who I cannot represent.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't know, yes.
Despite Project Texas's planned positive changes, it does include several broad exceptions that would allow large amounts of U.S. user data to routinely leave the country. I want to know a little bit more about these exceptions so I can understand whether Project Texas can live up to its promise protecting Americans' user data. I understand that under Project Texas, business data and public data will be permitted to regularly leave the United States. Is that correct?
Almost all the data is under that's not public, is under the definition of protected data. This accepted data that you mentioned, I can get back to your team on this, is really for interoperability purposes, to make sure that the business can still operate and American users are still getting the benefit
Can you tell us
of a global platform.
Where the data goes and how it's used by the company?
It will travel outside of the United States, but I can get back to you on the specifics. It's data that it cannot be used to identify users, so it really is data that ensures the interoperability of the platform.
And I understand that. I think we would want to have some understanding of how we would distinguish that by definition and then also how it would be enforced.
I can get back to you on those specifics.
How is the U.S. data used to promote certain content back in the United States market, for instance?
I'm sorry?
So you'll have U.S. data feed the, all right. Can you discuss, when you discuss where the data goes and how it's used by the company, how and at what points of data transfer does the U.S. data feed the PRC developed algorithm used by TikTok? How would the data that you're talking about?
TikTok is not available in mainland China.
The PRC developed algorithm used by TikTok, how does U.S. data get fed by that?
The algorithm that leads to the U.S. app is in the Oracle Cloud infrastructure and is trained by U.S. and global data. Again, TikTok is not available in mainland China.
How can we trust that these exceptions for Project Texas won't be abused by China's government or by foreign adversaries?
This is the fourth commitment: transparency, third-party monitors, including the definitions of these exceptions, and we can be very transparent on how they're used.
Okay, I guess my question will be that you want to get back to me in writing, that's fine, but how we would distinguish between the data for interoperability that you suggest needs to be shared with what data wouldn't be shared.
It's first of all, public data is not part of the protected data definition because public data is what users want to share globally. So if you post a video and you want someone in France to see it, just by definition, it has to leave the United States. Otherwise, the world cannot see it. Now, there are certain aggregated and anonymized data sets that's useful for interoperability for advertising, for example. Right. And that is part of what we're talking about.
Right.
I can get back to you on the specifics, but
I think we'd also want to know how it's anonymized and what oversight and enforcement we can count on.
Okay, I can get back to you on specifics.
Thank you. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.